and welcome to episode 12 of the Being Youthful podcast. It has been a crazy 2 weeks, and I'm actually putting this out a couple days late because I was out traveling. But anyway, before I start, welcome to the podcast. This is episode 11, and you can find us all over the place. Our main website is youthfulfiberfarm.com. We are on Instagram at Being Youthful Podcast and also at Being Youthful Mill. We are also occasionally on Ravelry, and we're on Facebook at Youthful Fiber Farm and Mill. So you can find us everywhere. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're liking the podcast. Let YouTube know that you like it, and feel free to comment because I love to answer questions. So I've been traveling. It's been a little crazy. I was fully immunized for COVID. So I hit the road, and I'm about to have a visitor join me. So well, bear with me while I get used to this. And I hit the road and went and saw my family in Southern California because I haven't been able to see. I saw my sister last July, and otherwise I haven't seen any of my family. So since COVID started, which like so many of us, right? So I had told my husband that when I was immunized, I was going, and he was like, wow, you weren't kidding. So you can see a tail here. I'll talk about that in a minute. So anyway, I am back, but on the road trip back, I picked up my mom, and I was lucky enough that every person I saw along the way, as far as people I got to hug, everybody was fully immunized. So that was a nice feeling, and just being out in the world again. And I hope that if you are not fully immunized yet, that you are almost there, and that you get to do the very same thing in some form. So anyway, I am back, and a lot has happened. One thing that happened while I was gone is that I was a guest on a podcast called All Shine No Flash, and it's with, her name is Ann Smith. She owns a PR company up in Portland, and she actually was she worked with me on my business up in Portland, and then down here when I opened Ewethful. So it was super fun to catch up. We've known each other, I think we decided 12 years or so. So, and she's seen a lot of changes, obviously, with my businesses and personally with me. So that was fun. So I'll put a link so that you can, but if you listen to audio podcasts, you can pretty much find it anywhere that you listen to it. So, what else happened? So there's this cat on my lap, and if you follow me on social media, you may have met this cat, and she's kind of stuck to my legs right now. So I will see if I can pick her up when she's not quite so stuck. Let's see. Come here, oh my goodness. Here she is. Here's Wish. She's not going to look at the camera, but there is Wish. So Wish was supposed to be a barn cat. But unfortunately, and not unfortunately for her, but unfortunately, the night before I came home from my road trip, something triggered in our dogs. We have 4 dogs. 2 of them are, are bigger, and they come in the evening. They come in the house in the evening while we're just kind of kicking it, making dinner and finishing up for the night. And otherwise, they have a big den area, and they are big outside dogs. So something happened the last night before I got home, and all 4 dogs were together, and they were alone for a few minutes while Mitch stepped out. And when he came back in, one of our house cats, Lucy, was dead. So that was and we're not exactly sure what happened, but we have an idea. It was very quick for her, and she absolutely loved her freaking dogs, literally probably to the end. I don't doubt that she didn't trust them all the way, and so that does bring me some, it just brings me solace because it's not about me, it's about her, and I don't think she had any idea what was coming, and it was very quick. So, but it meant that we do have her sister. We had Lucy and Ethel, so Ethel's still in the house, so our big dogs are no longer coming into the house, and we also had this barn cat that I had just brought home, who was acclimating in my studio and was then going to be a barn cat. She is the sweetest freaking cat ever. And she wasn't a feral. She just was an outside cat before we ended up with her. I'm gonna put something on my lap because I really need to trim her nails. And she's kneading like crazy. Anyway, so I have become very nervous that if all of our dogs decided to, and she's just too friendly, I know she would be coming up and saying hi to us all the time, and I'm concerned that my dogs would get a little overstimulated and that something could happen to her. And I don't want that to happen. So she has moved to the mill for now. If anybody's looking for a cat, I have got one. She'll live here. I mean, I would ideally like for her to go to a home. She was going to be an outside only cat. She has shown me no signs that she cares about being outside, although I think ideally she wouldn't mind being an indoor-outdoor cat. And here she probably, once she gets acclimated, I'll let her out because she's a pretty savvy cat, and I think she can manage on the hard streets of Halsey here and there throughout the day. But if anybody is looking for a cat, let me know. And she is gosh darn sweet. So that happened, which was a little crazy. When we got back, I got a truck, and I will show some pictures. If you don't follow me on social media, you can see a picture of it. And I'm so excited. I have wanted an older truck for a long time. This totally randomly happened, that it just happened to be sitting out there. It was farmers that we knew. And the truck actually, it was one owner, the farmer's dad, the current farmer's dad, had purchased it in 1969 in Junction City, which is just the next town up from us. And it has stayed in this town ever since. So it's beautiful. I love her. And she really doesn't need much work done to her other than cosmetics. So you may see me cruising around in her occasionally. So that's super exciting. That was fun. We got her yesterday, and my mom got to take lots of pictures with me with it. It was just fun. My mom was here visiting. She did the road trip up with me. So it was really fun to hang out with my mom. For that, we just had a really good time. It was fun to catch up. It was fun just to hang out. We laughed a lot. And yeah, so she left this morning, and I'm trying to pull myself back together after 2 weeks of kind of just being all over the place. Friday, I am going to pick up a whole lot of chickens from one of our clients who is leaving the state. And they're moving most of their farm animals with them, but they asked if I had any interest in the chickens, and I was like, sure. And then I felt bad not taking the kind of retired chickens, because we have some of those too. So we're going to end up with about 20 extra chickens come Friday. But they're beautiful chickens. They have been so well taken care of. I feel I'm very excited to have them. But just so you know, I have 11 chickens now. So we are really upping the chicken game. So if anybody's wanting to buy free range chicken eggs here coming soon, contact me, because I will have a lot of eggs coming up. And I have people that come and buy from me here at the mill a lot. So anyway, that's going to be happening on Friday. And other than that, I'm just kind of settling into being back home. Now I'm going to settle into being sort of not alone, because I have Mitch and all the animals, but just kind of settling into a literally quieter life again. Mom, I miss you. And that's it. I think I'm going to do a little video. The lambs are huge. I mean, they're just huge. I left them for a week. I'm like, what the heck happened? So they are wild. They just got moved into a big pasture right after we got home. And so they are adjusting to that. So much room. And Mitch got a great video of them tearing around. He actually had to stop because he was like, guys, I got to get stuff done. But so I'll have that here, and I'm going to do a little walk around the farm, and then I will be back. I don't have a whole lot this time, I promise. So I'll be back. Enjoy the lambs, enjoy everybody, and I'll be right back with you. Hi everyone. So I thought I'd do a little farm tour time. You can see my garden going behind me. I just have Mitch built me this garden box this year, and because generally I don't have enough time for a garden, and this year I thought maybe I was ready. So he built me a garden box and has just enough to keep me busy and all the things I love. So let me flip. Nice day. So the dogs are there. And I thought I'd give you this view. You can see some of all the sheep are in this pasture now. You can see some of the babies. We'll walk down in a minute. Mitch is down there and Elsie. And give you the view. It is just like an absolutely stunning day. We have not had enough rain. But it did rain most of the time I was gone. So lucky me. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit further down the hill. I'm on my way to go start cleaning out the chickens because I'm gonna move our current chickens into a smaller coop, and the new chickens that are coming are getting the big coop. So lucky them. You can see some babies moving down there. Okay, we're back out. This is a pretty stunning time of day to be out. I think right now I honestly have no idea now that the days get so long. If you're not in this part of the country or in the northern part of the US, like my mom comes and she's like, oh my gosh, it stays dark so long. And right now I think it's like 9-ish that it's getting dark. I honestly don't even know. The days get very long. So right now it's probably, I don't know, maybe 7. So here we go. And Mitch was out. He's trying to mow because I saw too many larger than normal snakes as I was coming down today, and I have a thing with snakes. Snakes and bats, man. And I'm getting better with the bats. But the snakes, it's just the startle factor. The startle factor is what gets me with snakes. Also, they're disgusting. Sorry, snake lovers. They're not disgusting, I know, but anyway, here we are. They just got moved in. This pasture's quite long. Here comes Patrick. He's got a lot to say. Hi, guys. Oh my goodness. So you can see they're huge. And he is apparently gonna show off for you guys, as they do. So they are getting huge. What are you doing, Patrick? And the chickens are out, which is good. I'm gonna go clean them before they go to bed. What you doing, Patrick? Oh, hi, handsome. Hi, handsome. I can't get him. Hi, puppy. So there's Patrick. Let's see if anyone else comes over. They're pretty distracted by all of the good food. Thank you, Patrick. Taraji's calling. Johnny Rose is answering. He's over here. You can see him. You can see Patrick's booty there is starting to lighten up. So he's really not going to be black. You are ready to rip and roll with your friends, aren't you? You can kind of see in his fiber inside of it. I don't know if I can get you. I know, buddy. If I can get in there to show you, I think you can kind of see there that he's getting very light underneath there. So I think he's going to be more of a silvery, and it could be my other guys are too. We'll see. So there's everybody. That's David out there. They're all going up. It's funny to watch them. The first couple days they wouldn't go all the way to the top, which is up that hill. They just would run back and forth, like you could see in the video. They would only go so far as their moms were. And now they've made their way a little bit more. So anyway, they're getting big. They're not quite as big as they look because of course they have wool, and he's pooping for you. So Cuddlebug's over there. We'll keep wandering a little bit. We really only have the 2 pastures and then the random chickens, so we'll go say hi real quick. There's Cuddlebug. All right, I spared you the walk, so we'll just come over and say hi. There's Madrona. everybody's in. There's Lakshmi eating out of June's feeder while June is out. Polite Alma's in the background there. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. Oh, hi. Alma's over there. Cuddlebug's coming up. He's getting ready to be shorn. And our Shetlands are getting ready to be shorn here pretty soon, too. We're just waiting for the shears to get over the mountain. And then Junebug's out there. We'll see if she wants to... Hi, Cuddlebug. We'll see if she wants to say. She's only gets half a day out, so she doesn't have... Oh, hi, Alma. I know. Every time we're going to come up now, huh? Let everybody see your beautiful face up close. There she goes. And then Junebug's out there. So she's only out half a day still because you can see how long and luscious our grass is here. So we're just keeping her in. She's going to give you a treat, trying to eat the leaves off the trees. So that's everybody. This is our spring. It's still spring, I think. Oh, we're going to try not to get her pooping for you. All right, guys. Thanks for coming for a visit. Hope you enjoyed. See you soon. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. They are just wild and crazy now. So everybody's doing good, growing well, and Mitch had his hands full while I was gone. I can tell you that. And he worked endlessly around our property. So everywhere I looked, I was like, oh my gosh. For those of you that don't know, we live in a very big restoration project, and it's come a long way over the last 3 years. But when I leave, Mitch just doesn't stop moving. So he works on every project he can possibly find. So anyway, the place looks amazing. So I don't have too much to go over. One thing I wanted to touch bases really quick was I realized I never really talked about what to do in the last podcast, what to do if you find that you have had a moth infestation in your stash. If you find damage, okay, this is just me, I would throw it out. If you find stuff that's damaged, I don't know. It's easy. I mean, if it has just like one strand chewed through of the yarn, put it in the freezer and leave it there for several weeks. And then, you know, I would take it out, wash it, and you're probably safe from there. But if you find moth infestation, even on just one skein, I would be very concerned that it's not just on one skein. So you should be very mindful of all of your stash at that point. I would definitely put all of it into bins starting from that point forward, or into Ziploc bags, something that's gonna keep them safe. Yeah, I would go through basically every skein you had out and look at it and see if you see any signs that there was something trying to live, or dusty sand or anything like that, like I talked about in the last one. So the ways to get rid of moth, they do have moth traps, which are like pheromone moth traps that you can put up, and that will actually trap the moths. So that's one option. You can get them on Amazon. They do work. They will not only catch wool moths though. So I wouldn't freak out if you put one up and you never saw moths, but you get moths. That's an option. If you know you have moths, then I would definitely try to trap the ones that are in there. As far as the product, your stash, putting it in the freezer is one way. I have also heard that putting it in your car in the summer, like when you're on a very hot day, when your car is heating up in the sun, that will kill off the larvae. So those are kind of two options. Generally, like when I talked about the other day, if I buy something that I don't know where it came from, like from the thrift store or whatever, I throw it in the freezer, I forget about it. Actually, just while my mom was here, we went to an estate sale. There was this huge skein of beautiful, like 400 some odd yarn, 100% wool. So I grabbed it up, unloaded the car, it went straight into my freezer, and I will forget about it for several weeks. And then I'll pull it out and probably wash it and go from there. So, but I would definitely go through all of your stash that is sitting out. If you find any evidence that you have had wool moths, I would safeguard it all from that point forward, and I would not pull it out and just leave it out anymore. So, and obviously you can look up all sorts of stuff online about what to do, but that's honestly, for me, stuff that's been damaged, I just let it go. And like I said, unless there's like a yarn or, just a little bit chewed out. And obviously you can darn things if you have a sweater that you're not just going to throw a sweater out, but, Anyway, that's what you would do if you find them. God forbid. So better just to be safe early than sorry. So there you go. I only have a couple things to show you. One, and I'm now going to have to move my girl here, is I said I was gonna finish them. Woo! So they're done. And I'm so happy with them. And I even knit some on the beach. I didn't we actually got to go and sit and watch my nephew surfing. Okay, we weren't quite sure which one was him, but still we were in the area of him surfing. And I kind of almost finished some of these on the beach. So these were knit. I've talked about them before. I knit them with my Prineville, our Prineville yarn. There's gonna be a lot of that coming because it's going into a sock pattern here pretty soon. And I should bring the magazine it's going into next time. I'll try to remember. And obviously I used a different, and I'll put the pattern I used, super simple. I honestly can't remember if the pattern had it go. I think the pattern might have had it taller, and I just like ankle socks. So anyway, they are done. They are blocked, and I don't generally use sock blockers, but I did for these because I had knit them pretty tight, and they did need a good amount of stretch to them, and they really did work really well. So anyway, so that's done. Yay! And I'm gonna cast on another pair because socks are great. And then I thought I would just show you my update on my sweater here. And I worked on it a bit. I was very focused on getting my socks done. So there's that. And this is with hand spun. Well, it's 50% hand spun, I should say, because I talked about this in the last podcast, but also my mom's cat got to it. She told me so many times. And he had it down the hallway when we came in, but that's okay. He didn't do too bad. So I hand spun the white that's in here, and then the colored is, I applied it with a mohair blend that had already been spun, but it was in a single. So this is how it's turning out. I am so excited I think this is gonna be such a beautiful sweater. And I believe the pattern is Georgetown. I'll double check on that. By Hannah Fettig. I know who it's by. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and it's a cardigan. So there is like a big collar that goes with it too. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and I really don't have that much more for you guys. I did a little video on, I've been washing because I've mostly been washing. So I did a little video on that so you can kind of see how my wash system works. And that's all I've really been doing. I'm getting ready to start a big batch. I'm back on white because I cleaned the Carter out. And so we're doing lots of white. I'm getting ready to I just finished Fiber Club. It's in the mail. Everybody is in the mail officially now. So next podcast or next vlog, I'll talk about that. And now I'm getting ready to start a big batch of our Halsey Romney alpaca silk yarn. So, and before I forget, a couple things. One is that if you had any interest in signing up for our yarn club, it's going out in early June. You have a couple more days you could sign up. So go on and sign up. It's our subscription quarterly yarn club, and there's different levels. So check it out. Fiber Club is always there. That's a monthly subscription club. And we are going to be at a festival. So May 22nd, so a week from this Saturday, we will be in Scio, Oregon, which is just a little bit northeast of us. There is a one-day festival event where it's basically just vendors, but there are also some other things going on that weekend in Scio, including dog show trials. So if you enjoy those, and we will be there vending from 10 a.m. until I believe 6 p.m. So if you have been wanting to come and see Ewethful, that is a great day to come, and you can actually feel and see some fibers. And there will be lots of other vendors there, some local farms and different people. So anyway, I will put a link to that in my show notes so you can get the information for that. That's it. I'm going to show you guys a little video on my wash system. And then that's it. I'll probably peace out from there. So I hope that you all are doing well. I hope that you are all getting vaccines. I hope that you are able to hug some extra people here if you haven't already. And I hope that we all are feeling grateful that we are moving forward in this one step. Yeah. So Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like it and comment, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. And thank you so much. Until next time, I'll be here. Thank you. Okay guys, so I'm here back at the washer, and I've mostly been washing. My mom was in town, as I'm sure I've talked about, and so we would just kind of pop in and I would do some loads of laundry real quick, and then we'd run about living the dream, right? So I thought I'd just show you what I'm doing back here. So I am washing some Romney wool, and I'm just gonna pull it out and try to make sure you can see. So as I'm going through, like, there's a little, this has mostly been skirted, so much so that I'm not going back and skirting it, but like occasionally I come across a chunk that's like got some, basically that's kind of just tagged, which is like tags, which is like poo. So I just pull out those little chunks that aren't so great, and then when I'm washing, I open the locks up a bit. So I just kind of open stuff, toss it in, and if I'm going through and I see something I don't like, then I just pull it out now, or I pulled out, like you can see there's a little piece of straw there, so I'll pull that out. And I generally wash like 3 to 5 pounds at a time. It just depends on the fiber, and so you can see I just kind of am separating it a bit. So if I was doing a merino or a fine wool that is really, really lanolin-y, I would go ahead and do that even more, because those locks are so tight in a fine wool that the easiest way to get out the lanolin is to open the locks up. It just makes it easier. So you're not going to get, and you know, if you get stuff washed by me, it's not going to be in perfect lock formation anymore, as you can see, because I open it up just to do a better job of washing. And even in between washes, I will open it up as well. So that's really all there is on my end when I'm washing, and maybe one day I can try to do a washing demo at home. Like if you were washing at home. I haven't done a whole lot, obviously, since I got the mill. And this, by the way, is some pretty stunning Romney. You can see it has such a nice luster to it. It's really clean. You know, you're always going to expect a little bit. These are uncoated sheep, so they're going to have a little bit of stuff in them because they're, you know, animals. So anyway, I'll put in about what I want. And then I will put in some soap, and I just kind of feel it. I try to make sure my washer is balanced. And then I'll measure out some soap and basically hit a button. So I'll show you that in a minute, but you can see it's got 3 compartments in my machine, so I can actually do 3 different colors. I wouldn't do something that's super hairy with something that's not, because that's not going to go well, but I can do different colors in here because they really don't end up blending much. So I'll show you how I turn it on. Okay, so here is the other side of my washer. So my soap goes in over here into this white tub here, and I use, and I was going to show you guys that I do not use it in these small bottles, but a lot of times I have them for sale. So this is Power Scour. It's been designed to scour wool and natural animal fibers. And so I use that. It just works best with my water. I have found, I've tried some other detergent, or not detergents, but some other scouring products, and it just didn't work as well with my machine, with my water. And that totally depends on a lot of things. So if you're using the soap and it doesn't seem to be working that well, you may want to check like the pH and different levels in your water, or just try a different soap. Dawn, I know a lot of people use Dawn. I never have tried it because you want to get all that soap out, and Dawn is a great soap, but it's not always easy to get out of large amounts of wool. So anyway, but you know, if you're doing it at home and you can manage it better, that's great. So over here, basically all I'm going to do, I've got it on the cycle I want. I turn it on. This actually is just to tell me when the water is full, because I come and I do a quick turn on the wool, and then I hit go, basically. So I'm going to turn it on, and it feeds the soap in for me, and it feeds water in for me. And you want to run your water really hot, no matter whether you're at home or not. If you can, go turn up your water heater for a little bit. And really, because you need to melt the lanolin off, and there's a certain temperature that it needs to melt off at. So anyway, it's going, and it'll buzzer for me when it's done. And I was just going to show you really quickly some dried Romney. And you guys have seen my drying rack a million times, but I literally am just washing Romney right now. So it's all, look at how pretty that is. White Romney, as far as the eye can see, because I am getting ready to spin up a batch of our Halsey yarn, and I'm doing white, or at least white is the base. I'll do some that's pure white and I'll dye it, and then I will blend in some other, like some natural colored alpaca and things, and then some of it I'll dye. So anyway, that's where we're at. And you can hear that buzz stop, that kind of louder sound, and that was the soap getting dispensed in. So it turns itself off. Now it's just filling with water, and then it will tell me when it's time for me to come and turn, and I'll try to get that without dropping my phone into the washer. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so it's beeping now. I'll let you hear it one more time. So that just tells me, don't forget you've got wool in here. And you can see it does slowly agitate as it's, trust you to stay there. And so I am just, I think you can see, I am literally just kind of turning it. I remember when I washed wool at home, and I watched all of these things and I read all this stuff, and it freaked the heck out of me about handling the wool, and that I was going to felt it, and wool is not that sensitive. Obviously, if you're dealing with fine wools, or maybe a BFL, or a wool that is really, Lincoln is another one that really loves to felt up, be a little bit more careful. But for the most part, you can see I'm just kind of flipping it, and it's not that delicate. It's delicate, and you don't want to be really giving a lot of agitation to it, but just a gentle tumble is not most likely going to felt your fiber. So, you don't have to be so terrified of moving it while it's in there. And I'll move it one more time during this wash cycle. So as soon as I shut this, it'll start rotating again. And I'll come back and rotate it one more time. And there you go. I was going to show you one other thing. Actually, I can't because it's Fiber Club. So I guess that's kind of it. Here, I'll let you see. But it's really quiet. I'm getting ready to pick stuff out, and otherwise the mill's just been on a little vacation for, almost 2 weeks, although I've used it here and there in the past week. But she's ready and I'm ready. Okay, hope that helped. Feel free to ask questions about washing. I know this is a little different because I'm using such a different system, but I still can answer any questions you've got, I think. Okay, see you on the other side. Bye.